50 years is a really important milestone because it gives the organisation and the sector a chance to reflect, because we often focus on what's coming up and what's next and what we want to change. But you can only look at the future when you really consider where you've come from.
I was brought up on what that Latin word caveat emptor, buyer beware. That's how it was. Buyers had to look after themselves.
We were very fragmented and we really didn't have any voice.
We thought by getting together we would then be a lobby force to councils and to other organisations to get better representation and better terms.
If you think about a continuum, it was very much focused on landlords and buildings and the issues with tenant, that kind of thing. Over time, what we've seen is a move right along the continuum to a much more holistic, aspirational view.
During my time as CEO of the Property Council, the organisation went from being almost like a voluntary club, if you like, into a professionally run organisation.
That move from being a selfish advocacy business to being that trusted advisor to being a contributor to the economy, that's when I felt that the Property Council itself had really come of age.
If I look at Property Council today, it's a much more outward-looking purpose, because it starts from looking at how do we improve towns and communities in New Zealand for all New Zealanders. We advocate for government, we lead to try and change initiatives for the betterment of all Kiwis. We run a lot of events and connect the industry. We run education programs, mentoring programs, and there's a huge amount going on to sort of try and bring our sector together and then go forward in a positive way.
In these days, you can't just go and undertake a really significant development and not be aware that there's a significant number of people involved.
Yeah, the Property Council has membership that's nearly 600 different entities.
Commercial organisations, listed organisations, government organisations, consultants.
So it can speak for a whole lot of members regardless of what part of the property industry they're from.
And actually that funneling through into one voice, which has now built a strong reputation and a lot of respect throughout many areas of government and industry.
Being a trusted advisor very early on in policy setting, I think has been a really significant achievement.
The biggest successes of the Property Council probably no one knows about because they didn't happen. The biggest achievements were driven by providing central government and local government with sufficient information to understand the implications of the changes they were considering.
Where I've seen people succeed is when they put a long-term lens on what they're doing.
What we build now will be part of our community for much longer than the thinking that we tend to focus on.
Climate change is going to be a huge challenge to the next generation and a bigger challenge to the generation after that.
But the thing about sustainability is it asks us to go, well, how else might we solve that problem? And I think diversity of thinking, which is reflected in diversity of people, is a really exciting way of doing that.
And I think for us to evolve and change, we need the diversity of ideas to sort of take us to the next level.
Yeah, I think that having a diverse range of voices in a room is extremely important. It's what shapes really well-considered outcomes every single time.
Because at the end of the day, the property industry has to reflect the community that we serve.
I want property to be a place where everybody belongs and everybody has a place. And that doesn't matter what gender they are, what ethnic background they are, what their families do. They can see that there is somewhere that they belong.
I think for me, what success looks like is an industry that's increasingly diverse, that's attracting the best people, and one where people have every opportunity to be able to rise to whatever their ambitions are going to be.
But we have this amazing opportunity when we're kind of shaping cities to actually leave a mark.
Be aspirational. There's a great platform of things that we've done working together. Go for it.
Really get clear about what is your purpose and what are you passionate about, and then get stuck into it, because there are so many opportunities to make a difference in property and do something positive not only for yourself but for New Zealand as a whole.